Hi guys, and welcome back to Raymo Repair. Today we have the Ryobi 2-stroke weed eater. Now this is a throwaway weed eater, probably, I don't know, $99 weed eater. It's got some kind of expanded thing. Not sure what that is, but I see it comes apart right here. So it probably has different things that go on the bottom of it. This just has the normal Weed Wacker mode. Outside of that, I don't know a heck of a lot about this. And I don't think anybody else does either. What I do know is we're going to try to fire it up and see how this sweetheart runs. How it runs is incredibly lean. Yeah, it won't even try unless I'm on the throttle. And then as soon as I back the choke off, shoop, she dies. So we are incredibly lean. Now this carburetor, in their infinite wisdom of making things more economically friendly, has no adjustments on it. So it either runs like crap or doesn't run at all because you can't adjust it. So we're going to pull this carburetor apart and see exactly what's going on there and probably end up just throwing that one away and getting another one. We'll see how it goes. Hang on. Now I'm going to do my normal thing and try to keep my hands in the way as much as possible. But we'll see if I can't keep that from happening. Let's remove our air cleaner here. Oh look, we actually have an air cleaner. Well, that's about 100% better than I thought it would be already. We got a couple of screws in here to remove. Let's go with this one. Oh, look at that. Almost the first try. Not really. It's springtime here in Missouri, and it's time to get all the power equipment up and running and get it gone. Most of this stuff I either sell or give it away to people that need it, and springtime's a great time to do that because everybody does. They just throw away what they had last year and start hunting for new stuff. Those are Loctited. Doesn't really surprise me. And ironically, this is all stuff that I picked up that people did throw away. Let's get our throttle cable off there. Now what I'm looking at is this gasket. This gasket looks like it has a good impression all the way around, and it actually sets onto here, and this thing looks fairly smooth still. These aren't protruding a lot. A lot of times these nuts will work out of the plastic. They're in pretty good shape, and this gasket does have an imprint all the way around, an impression everywhere that it was seated up against this. So I don't think we had a vacuum leak here. Doesn't seem very plausible anyway. Let's get our fuel lines off. Give a little twist, a little love. Oh, look at that, she come right off. A little twist, a little pull. Slinging gas everywhere. All right, well let's take a look at our little carburetor and see if we can solve it. Not a whole lot to this. No adjustments, no nothing. It's too bad they don't have adjustments because then we could actually fix something. That's our throttle there. Let's see if I can make that happen. Wah! Shoop, shoop, shoop. That's all there is to it. Seems like somebody once told me that you could adjust these with a screw in the top up here. Now, I'm not a very smart man when it comes to absolute garbage 2-stroke weed eater carburetors, but I don't really see an adjustment in there, any way to get a hold of it. But I was thinking that there is a needle down inside of here. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it, but there's a needle down inside of there, and whenever you raise this up, it should richen it up. And this thing's in dire need of being richened up. but I don't see any way to grab a hold of that. I'm going to guess that this is too new to have that kind of adjustment to it. Tell you what, for the heck of it, let's take these 2 screws out first and see exactly what we got under there. Let's see if the old number 2 screwdriver will do the job. Why, yes it does. Let's back off our idle speed a little bit so that it'll get out of the way. Now we can probably get in here. I like when the plan comes together, don't you? Still a little washer on there. Yeah, not too much to this, sweetheart. That is for sure. In fact, I'm always amazed how little they can do and make it work. Let's see what kind of shape our diaphragms are in. I'm going to have a few of these power equipment videos coming out, and then we'll be back into other stuff. Those are kind of long. Ooh, they go clear up to there. Now I know my hand is right square in your way, but just imagine me taking the screw out. There we go. There's the last one. There's our bulb. Chooka chooka. That's got a little rubber plug in it. It's a one-way valve for this thing. Oh, that end's going to come apart first. Nothing looks too stinking bad. See if we can pull this diaphragm off here. Trying to do it where you can see and I can see both. It's not too brittle. And we have a big gasket on there. Let's go ahead and pop this thing apart. Yeah. I hate to mess with this too long because I'm sure I can buy this carburetor for about oh boy, that is stiff. Folks, I think that's our problem right there. Can you hear that? Let me hold it up next to my microphone. Yeah, that's a problem. This is essentially a float bowl. This thing has a pump in here that pumps fuel up, and that's what these are right here. These are little flappers. And they control 2 valves that, 2 holes that actually pump fuel. And it uses a diaphragm, i.e. this one, to pump fuel up. But this also sits in here and works like a float bowl. This little nubbin on the bottom right here goes against this, and this opens and closes a float valve. So whenever there's not enough fuel in here, when there's enough fuel, this backs off and closes it. Whenever it needs fuel, it pushes this down and lets more in. Now, there's a couple of things that are really important in these carburetors. One is the pop-off pressure. How much pressure does it take to make this move open? And there's a little spring underneath here. This divot right here has a spring under it, and that spring is calibrated so it only lets so much fuel in. As this diaphragm right here pushes on that, as this diaphragm nubbin right here pushes on that, it lets more fuel in. When it gets enough fuel, this backs off and lets that off. But the thing is you got to have a relationship between how hard this thing pushes back and how hard this spring pushes in. And that's what controls your fuel level in here. So what we will do with this thing is get a carburetor for it and see if we can make all this stuff work. Let's continue on here with our Ryobi 2-cycle full crank weed eater. These lines are really stiff. I just don't think they're going to survive. So we're going to pull them out of the fuel tank, and then we're going to install new lines on here before we set our carburetor on. We did get us a brand new carburetor though. That finally showed up. And this is a HIPAA carburetor, and it was really cheap. I think about 10 bucks. So is cheap good? I don't know. We'll find out together though. Alrighty, we're going to pull these lines out of the fuel tank, maybe. Yeah, it looks like gas has kind of expanded them a little bit. I think it all come out. Now we need to get a hook and we need to grab that other line because it's got the filter on the end of it. So we'll go fishing. See if we can find that sweetheart. That wasn't so hard. Just got to get it out of there. That's interesting. Did we break something we need? There it is. There's our other little piece. Alrighty, now then, we got some fuel line here. It's also HIPAA. Not a sponsor. We'll cut this at an angle right now. That way we can get him to start down in our hole a little easier. Alrighty, reach in and grab that baby. There we go. Whew. She's a tight fit, that's for sure. Get us enough that this can flop around in there. This line is way more soft and pliable. The old line, cut that back off square. I think we need just a touch more. I think that ought to do it. A little more silicone spray on the end of this. Kind of like that. Fold this back around and stick him back in there. And he can go swim with the gas and oil. All right, we're going to cut this just a little bit long to make sure we have enough. This sets on here like this. And then this, we're going to cut him just a little bit long and we can trim him later. All right, now we need to do the same thing with our return line. This one just needs to stick down in there a ways because he's just the return line. As long as it gets back in the tank, that's pretty good. We'll cut him off just a little long too. Yeah, it does have a gasket on there. We will very tenderly pull that off there, or cut it off, put it on our other carburetor, and mount this baby up. I think I'll start my screws in here to get an idea how long they need to be. This is the pickup, I believe, and he is just a touch long, but boy, not much. That ought to do it. The return line, sort of cutting him off. Get that gas cap out of our way. Put that back over there out of the way. We can pull him down a little bit. Just a twidge more. Yep, I think that ought to do it. Okay, we're going to hook up our return first. Lubricate those just a bit. Slide that baby on there. Put our pickup line on. There we go. Now we can take these back out and assemble the whole pile of stuff all at once. Press 10 times, set to full choke, squeeze and hold the handle to the throttle. Pull the starter rope until the engine attempts to start, max 4 times. Set choke to half choke, pull the starter rope until the engine starts, wait 10 seconds and set to run. Well, that seems easy enough, doesn't it? That should be enough to see if this sweetheart's going to fire off or not. Let's pump her and see if we can see fuel move through the fuel lines. Yep, there it come up. There it's going back. Well, we got our lines on the right way. That's something. Let's roll this baby back over, get you back here a little bit, and we'll see if this baby will start up. ain't too bad. I think that'll do just fine. Alrighty, the other thing we got to do to this sweetheart, let me put my gas tank away, or gas jug. Here we go. That'll do, man. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Doesn't cost you a thing. It really helps me out. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the description down below or down below this video, and I'll be happy to help you. Let me know what you'd have done different. Let me know what I did wrong, and I'll respond to almost all the comments, and I got pretty thick skin. I can take it. Hey, thanks for watching. We really appreciate it here at Rainbow Repair. God bless.